All right there, comic book peeps. I'm back from the comic shop again. Tried to keep it under 9 comics, but didn't. It's 11. I'm back in double digits this week. And let's see, last week's comics, No Mercy, the Carla Speed McNeil drawn one, I enjoyed. But I like her writing better than whoever wrote it. But it's going on my pull list anyway, because I'll buy anything she draws. So I think that's the name of it, No Mercy. A bunch of college-bound students get into a bus accident in South America, and that's about it so far. I guess they have some sort of harrowing adventure. We'll see. And also, what else did I got The Dying and the Dead issue 2, which I didn't remember putting on my pull list, and surprisingly, I really liked it. Because issue 1 kind of annoyed me, but issue 2, though it was basically a getting the band back together story. The guy was gathering up all his old compatriots for one last mission. Nothing we haven't seen before, but it was well done, and I actually ordered issue number 3. We'll see if that'll make it put it on my pull list. But I found it surprising that I didn't like issue 1 so much, but liked issue 2 a whole lot. But anyway, here's The Walking Dead. We all know what that is. Don't have much to say about it, except it's coming out twice a month for a couple of months, so there'll be a few issues of it. Next is Southern Cross number 2. Very much enjoyed this one. Issue 1, I haven't read issue 2 yet. Becky Cloonan is writing it. Andy Belanger is drawing it. Woman's on a spaceship making her way across the galaxy to bury her sisters somewhere. I guess there's a mystery involved. First issue was really her just boarding the ship and introducing all the characters, but I enjoyed it thoroughly, so I expect to enjoy this one too. I like that cover, by the way. Nice drawing. Oh, look at that. It's I didn't even realize there's a skull face in that red, so I guess they're looking through some sort of x-ray machine or something. But anyway, Southern Cross number 2. Good comic. Made it on my pull list after the first issue. Next comes Saga 27, pardon me. Bought a lot of Saga. Enjoy it. Not a whole lot to say about this. I do have one thing to complain about, though, that has nothing to do with Saga. I was going to buy Deadpool 200 and issue 250 because I have a couple of friends who did artwork in it. It was $10. I was like, $10? That's insane. I have another friend recently who said he would no longer buy any more $4 Marvel and DC books because he said there's something wrong there, because it used to be a time when indie books forever indie books were more expensive than Marvel and DC books just due to economies of scale. And now Marvel and DC books are more expensive, and that's just crazy. And I was not going to indulge Marvel and DC in paying $10 for a comic book. I don't care how many extra pages they threw in there. That's absurd. So I ended up not getting Deadpool 250. But Saga here, Saga 27 for $2.99, no problem. Then we have Rat Queens number 10. A new comic to my pull list. I got the first trade, and I started with issue 9 and the special, buying Rat Queens. Enjoyed it thoroughly. New artist. Nice art. They're looking for one of their friends in this story. Nice picture. Though she seems injured. But anyway, Rat Queens is a pretty solid book. Ooh, I like the nice bluebird there amongst all the brown. Solid book, entertaining. Check it out sometime. Next we have The Surface, issue 2. I'm lucky they had a copy of this because I thought I put it on my pull list, but I guess I didn't. I liked the first issue. It's weird as hell. It has something to do with all these characters discovering that life is just a hologram. I have no idea what that means, but they're searching for the projector of the hologram to prove life is just a hologram. There's some weird stuff. Maybe that's the projector. I have no idea. If you like really weird comics, The Surface is a good one. Like I said, I liked the first issue. Man, I have to decide so often now if whether I'm putting a comic on my list or not. Sometimes I forget if I said yay or nay, because there's so many that could make it on the list if I had more money, but I don't. But The Surface made it on the list, even though it didn't, but now it is. Yeah, it gets that confusing, doesn't it? Anyway, good comic, check it out. And here's Descender number 2. I liked Descender number 1 up until the last couple of pages where it turned into cliche territory, and it just made me angry. But since I liked Day of the Dead 2, after not liking issue 1 of Dying in the Dead, I decided to give Descender number 2 a try, because, it was in stock, and it's a $2.99 comic. I decided I want to support as many $2.99 comics as I can. Sci-fi story, bunch of robots swept into this civilization and killed everyone, and they don't know where the robots came from, and one little boy robot survived from 100 years ago or something, and they're trying to figure out where the robots came from and why the little boy robot is the key to it. I don't know. Like I said, the main part of the first issue was filled with all sorts of interesting ideas. The end of the first issue was a cliche ending, but hopefully issue number 2 will be filled with all sorts of interesting ideas again. Birthright, issue number 6. I picked up issue number 5 was the first issue of this I picked up, and it was the end of a story arc, and then I went and got the trade after that came out and put Birthright on my pull list. Cool story. Kid gets thrown into another dimension. See that barbarian guy there? Well, that's him and his big brother. This barbarian guy, when he was a little kid, got thrown into another dimension to be a hero, comes back all grown up after having fulfilled his heroic tasks. Or did he? Dun dun dun! There might be a demon controlling his actions now. He might be a threat to Earth. Will he be able to overcome? Fun story. Really nice artwork. Interesting premise. Another $2.99 book. I like that. Let's keep buying these $2.99 books. Support them so they can keep the prices low. But anyway, check out Birthright sometime. And next, we have Copperhead back after a short hiatus. Story about a life on the frontier as a sheriff in a weird space town. It's, the old sci-fi western kind of genre. It's old now. I guess it's not that old, but, wagon train in space. Nice story. So I'd give Copperhead a solid B. It's not my favorite comic, but I like it. I buy it. There's not a whole lot I'm going to pick over it. It fills a nice western sci-fi niche for me, so I enjoy it, and it's a $3.50 book, which is, better than a $4 book, so I'll buy the $3.50 book, too. Next, we have the Imperium number 3, a Valiant comic about, what's his name, Harada, who's the kind of the main villain of the Valiant universe, who I enjoy. I think he's an interesting character. Some nice artwork. Who's this? One of the Doug Braithwaite is doing the art on this. Some decent stuff. I guess there's a new Dead Drop, a new Exo-Man of War. Once again, this is one of the 2 Valiant books I buy. I would buy more, because they're all except they're $3.99. Now, I enjoy the Valiant books. They're pretty good. But $3.99 is... I think I used to buy 4 of them. And I enjoyed all 4 of them, but I only kept my 2 favorite because I was buying so many other comics, and the $3.99 ones got cut first. I'd much rather buy Copperhead for $3.50 than... than Bloodshot for $4 if I enjoy them both the same, and maybe even enjoy Copperhead a little bit more. But even if I enjoy them both the same, the cheaper one's going to win on a budget. But anyway, the Imperium's a good comic. I'm going to keep buying this one. Valiant just got hundreds of millions of dollars from some Chinese company to make movies, but their comics are still going to be as expensive as Marvel and DC's. So, does that make any sense to anyone? This is my week for complaining about prices. Next, we have the Imperium #3, a Valiant comic about what's his name, Harada, who's the kind of the main villain of the Valiant universe, who I enjoy. I think he's an interesting character. Some nice artwork. Nice. Who's this? One of the Doug Braithwaite is doing the art on this. Some decent stuff. I guess there's a new Dead Drop, a new X-O Man of War. Once again, this is one of the 2 Valiant books I buy. I would buy more, because they're all except they're $3.99. Now I enjoy the Valiant books; they're pretty good. But $3.99 is. I think I used to buy 4 of them. And I enjoyed all 4 of them, but I only kept my 2 favorite because I was buying so many other comics, and the $3.99 ones got cut first. I'd much rather buy Copperhead for $3.50 than than Bloodshot for $4 if I enjoy them both the same, and maybe even enjoy Copperhead a little bit more. That, but even if I enjoy them both the same, the cheaper one's going to win on a budget. But anyway, the Imperium's a good comic. I'm going to keep buying this one. Valiant just got hundreds of millions of dollars from some Chinese company to make movies, but their comics are still going to be as expensive as Marvel and DC's. So, does that make any sense to anyone? This is my week for complaining about prices. Next, we have 5 Ghosts, #16. Another one I just... last issue, 15, was the first one I bought, and I put it on the old pull list because I kind of always wanted to buy it. It always sounded intriguing, and I always kind of wanted to buy it, but never did because it was on issue 8 or 10 or 12. Finally, I went, screw it, just put it on the pull list. Like, I haven't started reading comics at issue 54 before. That's what we all used to do in the 70s and 80s. There were no new #1s. Well, some, but most were up in the high numbers. So I don't let sometimes I have to remind myself not to let the high numbers scare me. Like, I won't catch on at issue 15 what the story is. Somehow it'll all be so confusing. I'll never figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's not that complicated. They give you a recap. But some interesting art, kind of this sketchy monster. Kind of throwback to a little bit of 70s art, but a little sketchier. But nice stuff. 5 ghosts. You can channel 5 ghosts who are all different monsters, I think. Like I said, I'm in the middle of this story, so I'm not quite have a full grasp of what's going on, but I'll figure it out. That, and I think they're coming out with a 12-issue hardcover of it that I might pick up, because I like those oversized Image 12-issue hardcovers are really, really nice. But anyway, there's 5 ghosts for you. We will finish with issue 8, the last issue of Danger Club. I've enjoyed this series. The first half of it came out like 2 years ago, I think, and now it just finished up. I think one of the creative team had some sort of accident and had health problems. But interesting story. It started out, look at how cosmic it got. Started out as sort of this, standard, modern take on superheroes where, only all the superheroes went off planet and only the sidekicks were left, and there was a bit of a Lord of the Flies thing going on with all the kid sidekick superheroes. And then it turned into this strange cosmic story at the end. It turned into more of a, it went from that sort of modern Lord of the Flies to sort of a Crisis on Infinite Earths, only more cosmic than that even. A crisis, yeah, I guess I'd call it Crisis on Infinite Earths style. So an interesting change of pace, but I've been enjoying it so far. I've been, enjoyed the whole ride, and this is the last issue of it. I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up in a trade soon. Once again, another $2.99 book. I'm going to have to find more of those. All right, so that was it for me this week. This is the last one. What did you guys get?